Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tifosi Time. This is episode 70. 70 shows of scintillating Serie A soccer talk and free alliteration to boot. Um, we are 7 minutes late for episode 70 as we were trying to get the fourth host on. We have failed miserably. So we've decided the show must go on as our producer tries to get Pietro on because everyone knows they come to listen for him anyway. So in the meantime, though, I'm Frank here with Dan and Chris. Say hello, fellas.
There's not 1 week where we don't have technical difficulties.
Seriously.
It's so frustrating.
We should just record that part. It's the best part of the
show. It really is the best part. Usually there's a lot of cursing. There's a lot of like, you need to help me. We call, people hang up on each other. It's like the worst. Yeah. You would think after 70 episodes with a dedicated producer who supposedly knows about this junk, by the way, and I know he can hear us as we're on mute as he's trying to help him. This is totally not his fault, but we still like to bust his chops about it. But anyway, to those of you that are here, it is 9:09 now, not 9 p.m. We are coming to you East Coast time from New York. We are on Twitch, YouTube, podcast. We have Twitter. We have everything. Find us, engage with us, talk Serie A with us. Because it's awesome. All right, let's get into it, fellas, and let's hope that Daddy's able to jump on and join here at some point.
All right, I guess we're going to start with the Super Cup, right? We might as well, we have to start with that, right? That was middle of last week.
Let's throw out some agita.
We've done this for 70 weeks, like Frank said. We've been crapping on Sandro for 70 weeks, but it's been more than 70 weeks. How many years have we been crapping on this guy?
I want to say 4.5 plus at least. His first season was good with Juventus. The next one was a bit of a decline, and after that, he's been a complete shit show. So,
I hate how everyone's just getting on him. We know he's not good. Give the guy a break.
I know.
I blame Allegri for continuing to play him. I don't blame him for.
Well, that's a good point, right? If the coach is going to put you in, what are you going to say? No, I don't want to play. At a certain point, you do have to blame the people around him. Look, it's not because of the stupid chest pass that cost them the Super Cup, right? That's not the reason they lost. The mentality is a lot more to do with it. But it doesn't help, right? Like, it's almost like, people have been ripping on you. Like, you do the bare minimum. You barely can defend, average defender at best. You don't go forward anymore. You provide nothing. And then you do a stupid boneheaded play, too. It's like, what? Like, what do you bring to the table? I don't know.
The problem is Juventus is not good enough to make these dumb mistakes. They can't overcome that.
For anyone who didn't see, it was the 120th minute where a ball gets crossed in, and Sandro chests it up, pops it up to the middle of the box, and Alexis Sanchez pounces on it and just scores from the 6-yard box because it was, I guess, in miscommunication. He thought maybe Perrine was going to get it.
He was trying to adjust it to Perrine is the only thing I can kind of guess. But, but it was nowhere near Perrine. It wasn't near any other defender. And it just basically in the 120th minute of overtime, that's the funny thing. Like, he could have easily headed it out. It's 120th minute. Like, you don't need to show any class there. You don't show any for the other 119 minutes.
Why are you bothering?
What are you trying now? Like, seriously, like, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know who you are. Head the ball out, and you could have disappeared into the night, and they could have lost on penalty shots or whatever would have happened.
Yeah. I mean, listen, what I liked from that play was Chiellini going up to him afterwards and giving him a hug. Like, that's why you love Chiellini. Like, he knows that he messed up real bad, and he's the one going to him and be like, hey, relax, whatever. I appreciated that, and you're going to miss that when Chiellini's even, definitely retired. That's going to suck, but
it's a good point. I mean, the whole thing is like Chiellini's still one of the best defenders there when he's playing, but it's the other stuff is why I'm such a big Chiellini fan. Like, when Chiellini was young, me and Daddy used to talk mad junk, right? When he used to play left back and he used to try to go forward and like he couldn't make a pass, he would trip over the ball, right? Like, he was never the most technical. Then he just kind of played to his strengths. He was like, I'm going to be the toughest defender here. I'm not going to let you touch a ball. He came into his own. But it's the intangibles of like the captain, the not wanting to lose, the being a really good sport over his entire career, right? Like, being able to like joke around with the opponents before a penalty shootout, right? And like kind of get in their head.
But you see it every coin toss too with the other captain. He's always messing around, having a good time.
He enjoys his life there, right? Like when you're between the lines, like he gives no freebies up, but he's very good. Like he's a very good sport. He's not dirty at all. And you would have to be like any other reputation with as hard as he plays, with a bad reputation of being at all dirty, the guy would get thrown out after every game.
Yeah.
He definitely has the refs on his side. Everybody likes him, so it works to his benefit. I will say, from an Inter side, I mean, they probably deserve to win. Not that, I mean, they had the possession, they had the shots, whatever, but like I wasn't super impressed with them, especially for the fact that they had literally their entire starting lineup, and Juventus had about 4 or 5 starters playing in the game. So you expected a stronger performance from Inter. Considering the lineups that were thrown out there from both teams.
Yeah, so it was funny. Like I was working, so I got to see the first 30 minutes live, and then I had to go back and watch it after it. So the first 25, 30 minutes up to like McKinney's goal, it was pretty even. Like Juventus was trying to press a little bit, create some turnovers. They weren't playing so bad. Then from what I understand afterward, it kind of went into shell mode, right? And it was like Inter,
which they usually do after a 1-0 lead.
So frustrating. It's so frustrating to watch.
But DeCilio, had the penalty. He tripped up for Dzeko. It was on just kind of clumsy play, right? Both running away from the goal and just knocked legs and ran into each other.
If Daddy does get on, he'll tell you that was not a penalty.
I mean, that was a penalty.
Yeah. He'll tell you it wasn't though.
Yeah.
But then the mentality of okay, let's hold and hope to go to penalties. We used to criticize Italy back in the day in World Cup and big tournaments, like when they were tired to try in overtime, try to go to penalties. Remember, in the era, maybe you guys were even young. I don't even know.
I remember.
But Juventus to have that mentality in a Super Cup game, it just kind of speaks to what we are essentially, right? And it's I don't know. It would have been nice to pull that one away just because it would have been nice to just be hi, Inter, you still suck even when we suck the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
in the end, am I overly upset as a Juventus fan that Juventus lost this game? No. I didn't care. I didn't put much stock in it. I never put much stock in the Super Cup.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a great game, to be honest. If that was an exciting, thrilling game, I'd be cool, whatever. I don't even care who won, but it wasn't the best game to watch.
Right. I don't really care either. To lose like that, it's what?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think, the hard part, right? It's we know that we're not carrying the flow of play. We know we're not that great of a team, but it's if you're going to go to the 120th minute tied, don't give up. Don't give up a goal on a stupid mistake, right? On a mistake that amateurs make, right? Like 9-year-olds. Lose either by the merit of some great play or in penalties, whatever you're gonna do. Don't lose in oops, I don't even know how to chest the ball back to my goalie. So poor decision and then even worse execution. Nicely done.
And one other thing. I mean, I know it's a middle of the week game and they got big games coming up on the weekends and all that, but I mean, Dybala should probably start that game. I don't know why he's getting 30 minutes. He's your best player, and he rarely starts. That's what pisses me off. Is that Barella plays every single minute of every game, and Dybala can't play 45 minutes of a game.
So it's a good point. Was this? I'm trying to remember. Was this Dybala had come back the game before from injury? Was that what it was? In my head,
he hasn't been 100% fit, but still, he can't give you more than 30 minutes.
Well, that was my thing. In my head, I told myself, oh, they must not want to push him 3 games in 7 days or whatever. But it is kind of crazy when you look at the talent Juventus has, or the limited talent, especially with Chiesa being out. It's we don't even get Dybala playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of okay,
cool. McKennie's playing strong, but that's about it. I mean, even Morata. I like the way Morata's been playing lately, but you don't have much on that team specifically.
No.
Chilio's playing decent, but the rest of the people on the field haven't been giving you a lot, So
yeah,
with that lineup, seeing it, I didn't expect to win. So
yeah, I mean, and listen, I'm not even gonna say congrats to Inter because even if we would have won, I would have been I would have celebrated more the fact we beat Inter than we actually won the Super Cup.
Mm-hmm.
In the end of the day, I think this is a trophy though inside of Italy means more to some, the traditionalists than us, I think.
Yeah.
Even when in Juventus wins it, I don't think we ever put a lot of stock in it, but it's more of a bragging rights trophy.
It would have been nice, like you said, to deny Inter more
Yeah.
than actually winning it. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah, especially and for a team like Juventus, like you're trying to get on a streak here and build some momentum. It would have been nice to bring home a trophy, right? I mean, I know in the long run it may not mean anything, but it was just a game you could have won, or you could at least not had a self-inflicted loss, and you did. So it's like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Super Cup. I don't know if there's much more. I'm sure if Daddy signs on, he'll have stuff to say about that game too. So we might revisit. We might revisit this. I don't know. We'll see. But
he might come into the chat apparently. So he couldn't. It doesn't sound like they're being able to figure out the camera.
All right.
Oh, might be time for a new computer.
Why don't we go to the round 20? What is it? Round 23? Round 22? Round 22.
Yeah.
This weekend's games. We'll start with that.
You mean the games that took place like 5 hours after this one?
Well, so let's go with I'd probably sticking with Inter.
So it looks like he is in the chat under Parolo here, Parola. And what did he put? He goes, it would help Allegri with his conception of the game.
What would? I don't know. I don't know exactly what he's trying to say.
Maybe he was saying if they were able to win, it would help solidify. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Maybe.
Vum Onji. Oh, we're gonna.
We're getting some spam in the chat. Dom, go to the Inter game. We'll stick with Inter and then we'll go back to Juventus.
That's somebody else. I thought that was.
That's not him. That's spam.
Oh yeah, he did mean winning. So yeah, I agree with that. I think winning would have helped. Just further kind of the project, as you will, right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we had this. I considered probably the biggest game of the weekend, Inter versus Atalanta, and it ended up being a pretty exciting 0-0 draw. I mean, did you guys watch this?
It was. I actually thought this game for a 0-0 game was pretty entertaining.
It was. It definitely was.
I thought both teams created some chances. Atalanta, I think, had a few more, and both goalies came up big. Like
Musso made some.
Musso and Handanovic made some big saves, and Musso made. In the right moment, they really came up big. So,
yeah, I mean, you see, Inter had the possession and maybe had. They only had 3 shots on net, but all 3 of their shots, like Musso had to come out huge with like reflex saves and like stretching out far. So which
by the way, one of the biggest saves Musso made was a turnover that Inter got basically by fouling Muriel, and it wasn't called. That was a straight up foul.
Yeah.
Like it was 2 people converged on Muriel while he was dribbling.
I think it was Barella, and I get mad because Barella gets every call. And they don't call shit on him all the time.
They sandwiched him, fouled him, turned the ball over, and Musso made a reaction save.
Yeah.
That was a really great save.
Wait, but let me ask you, you think if that goal would have scored, you don't think they would have took that back?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if they would have.
I think VAR would look at it, but I don't know that they would tell the ref to look at it.
So here's my problem with that. Like, if they would have taken it back, they got a corner kick off of the save.
Yeah.
So shouldn't they have called it back and said, no, it's a foul, no corner kick? Because what if they scored on the corner kick?
Yeah, it would have been a foul.
I mean, I don't think they go that deep into it.
I
think it's only on like goal scoring like things.
That's what I mean. That's why I hate that. Right? It's kind of like you let, but it was a net foul, and Musso really made a great save. So I'm glad that it didn't come down to VAR calling it back, because I don't know if that would have.
But and we rag on Handanovic all the time, saying that he's old and he can't move and get to the ground. Like, he made quality saves. Like, I haven't seen Handanovic play that well in a while. So both goalies, like, this game could have been 2-2, it could have been 2-1, but there were actually decent saves that you were seeing from both teams.
So Parola saying there was a penalty in favor of Atalanta. The ref couldn't see it, but their VAR, so D'Ambrosio put his hand. I don't remember that one specifically. I'm trying to remember what part of the game that happened.
I don't remember.
Was it a handball? He's saying that.
I mean, if it was a questionable handball, because I don't even remember, even after watching that game and then watching the highlights again.
Yeah,
I don't remember them going to that. So,
Yeah.
I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I thought Demiral played well.
Demiral played strong, yeah.
He had a couple of really good. I remember we were texting back and forth saying, "Oh, what's the option to buy from Juventus?" And he's like, "He's already worth double."
They're gonna pick it up and sell him for double,
or keep him.
He played very physical, and he was very enthusiastic, and pumping his fist and screaming and shouting.
Yes, and he had well-timed tackles. He got on the ball versus the fouls. Like the knock on him sometimes is he missed times and it fouls people. But the thing that I loved about him, and I almost forgot, and I saw a little bit in this game, was like when we talk about like that passion and that leadership, that excitement that like Chiellini brings, Buffon used to bring after a big save. Demiral has that, right? Like he makes a tackle, he celebrates like he he scored a goal. You know what I mean? It just pumps it up. Yeah.
The fans feed off it. It's nice.
He's saying that there was a cross that D'Ambrosio was behind someone and stopped the ball with his hand. Honestly, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I believe him. I don't remember where, like what part of the game it happened in, but
I think what Atalanta missed on their team was their wing play. I mean, they didn't play Male, they didn't start him, they didn't start Zappacosta. They still don't have Gostins. They don't have their normal wingers. Like to have Jim City and Pizzella on the sides. They didn't get much from their wings.
To me, that's, and me, I'm big on this, but I think Gostins and Melee or Castani from last year, or even who's the other one you just said?
Hadabor.
Zappacosta, I still think is a downgrade from those guys, but Hadabor, Gosens, like I think that's the extra little gear that Atalanta has been missing, because that allows them to provide width.
That's what makes them so effective. Though.
Yeah, and it allows them to overtake the midfield, right? Quickly press the other team and go the other way. And when you have regular players that don't run as much, aren't as effective, it's like it downgrades the whole team.
Yeah, for sure.
I will give a shout out to Parola on Bastoni, because at the end of the game there was a long ball played over the top to Muriel, and Bastoni just completely whiffed and made a mess of it and gave a breakaway to Muriel. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
And a nice save from Handanovic.
Yeah.
But there's the poor defending that I guess he sees every week from Bastoni. I like Bastoni. I'm just saying, I like to call that out because he always questions his ability.
Yeah, no, I'm a big Bastoni fan too. I think Bastoni might do better. I know he's been playing in defending at 3 for a long time, and I think he's adequate at it. But part of me wonders if he played defensive 4, if that would cut down some of those mistakes, because he would have more of a specific zone to stay in. And I think the more space around him you give him to cover, I think is where you kind of open him up to bad angles. And
where do you want to play him in the center back and back four?
Yeah, like I don't know, either center back, which he probably wouldn't play with the guys they have, right? I also think he's got good enough feet to play on the side potentially, and he's fast. I don't know if he's got the skill to do it, but it's just a hunch, right? Because I think at times when he's left in space and he's got people on both sides of him, like I don't know.
If Atalanta can play Toloy and Jim City on the wing consistently, why can't Bastoni do it? So it's not that he doesn't have the skill; it's just the philosophy. They don't want to go with the back.
And this has worked for them, right? So I don't expect them to change it.
But I think he could totally do it. He's a good passer. He's good.
He's a good passer. He's got good speed. I think I don't know. I think he's still got margin of improvement for sure. But
so Inter only getting 1 point for the first time in a while, actually dropped some points.
Yeah, so I think I texted you guys, right? What did I say? And you know me, we all love Atalanta, right? And I hate Inter. At one point, I was like, it'd almost be better if they tied or lost here, just to keep Atalanta closer to the pack with Juventus, right? I guess a tie is probably the best result here. But what do you guys think? Big missed opportunity for Atalanta, I think, right? If we're really looking at it, like Atalanta, if the Atalanta could have won, I mean, because Atalanta in their head still got to think, hey, I can challenge for one.
Atalanta hasn't been good at home at all this season. So I think if in their eyes, getting a point is against Inter, I think they're okay with that.
You think so?
They're not mad at that.
I think getting a point, stealing a point is okay.
But can it be considered stealing a point at home when you could make the argument if we take 3, we close the gap and we can put pressure on them?
With no Zapata, with missing some pieces, and I see that as a positive for Atalanta.
It's not a bad result. It's not like we lost, but it is what it is, I guess.
So let's transition back to Juventus. If you guys have nothing else to say about this game, which again,
Bastoni is good, but every once in a while he makes some mistakes, which is I agree with that.
And again, a 0-0 game. In the 90s, you're watching a 0-0 game in the 90s. That is the most boring thing in the world. This game was not boring.
This was not a boring game. No.
2-0 Juventus win over Udinese. You had goals from Dybala. And do you guys want to talk about the Dybala goal?
Yeah.
What happened at the Dybala goal that everyone's been talking about?
So Dybala scores, and immediately I text you guys and I say, did he just stare down the entire director, everyone, sporting director, everyone in the crowd? There was our producer thought he was checking out his own replay, which I was like, no. And then he tried to play it off, going, no, maybe he thought he was offside. I'm like, he was not offside. It was
exactly what he was doing.
Making a statement, right? Yeah. Basically, because if everyone doesn't know, there's the new what's the name of the new guy that just came on that they brought on as
I don't know,
kind of like a consultant.
I think it was directly at Nedved.
So basically, he scored, which is first of all, the play was a nice interchange. Arthur to Kane, who passed it to Dybala, a nice finish upper 90. He then proceeds to not really celebrate with his teammates, directly stare at ownership and the guys up top.
Yeah.
He was asked after the game, what were you doing? He said, I was looking for a friend. I invited him to the game. Believe me if you want to. Obviously nobody believes that. And then he also said, I have nothing to prove to anyone. The club decided that we will talk in February or March. I'm available to the coach. So basically, I think ownership and the management said that they were going to postpone contract talks until February or March.
There was a statement that came out by the new guy. I forget his name now. That came in and was basically.
It starts with the C. Was it Cherbano?
No, it wasn't Carabine. It was another guy that they sent in there. I thought Elcon sent in there as a consultant. Anyway, they kind of said we have to reevaluate if the value that we even offered is even worth it. Basically, was he saying?
I'm Dybala. I say go screw yourself. I'm out of here. They already agreed on something. There was a handshake.
He's gone. He's gone though, right? He's gonna leave for free.
I would.
So Daddy made the comment of guys. The matter of fact is that Atalanta win the missing game. We are 4 points from them and 5 from Napoli. Yeah, that's the fact that we're all gonna talk about. Probably for Juventus, it's a good thing. But I still think it's malpractice to let Dybala get to the expiring contract and lose him for free. I said it to Milan about Donnarumma, and it's happening now with Juventus. He's going to be gone for free. And you can say whatever you want. He gets hurt too much. He doesn't play. He's not worth the contract.
But put yourself in his shoes at your own job. If you were treated the way that Dybala's been treated,
I'm blaming Dybala. I'm blaming the ownership.
Would you want to stay in a place like that? I'd probably be looking for a new job right now if my job was treating me the way that he's being treated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Said, I do think he's going to leave. I do think he's not going to be a complete jerk and go to a team in Italy. I think he's going somewhere else.
Oh, I think he's going to go somewhere else to make more money, or he could go to Inter with Marotta.
No, I don't think so.
Wouldn't be too shocked. But I think it doesn't matter. He is all within his right to leave. My thing is, that's why you don't let the contract get to this last 6 months. We all know this. We all know it. And it's what was the end game?
There's no way in hell I would sign with them.
Did you really think you were going to hold him at $8 million when now a team can give him 10 without paying you any money?
I mean, the thing Juventus has is that he still loves the team and the club and the fans.
I don't think so. Not from what he did the other day. I think he's over it.
No, I think he's still. If he had it, obviously his choice is staying and not going anywhere. He doesn't. I don't think he really wants to go anywhere.
No, because you know what? The fans have not treated him great either. There's a lot of fans. There's a lot of other shows like us that come on and they slam Dybala because they say he's overrated. He only plays
on the Reddit too. They slam him constantly.
And the fact of the matter is, right? You have to call the player for what it is. In terms of class, there's no one on Juventus close to that. So you can say whatever you want. He doesn't play enough games. Agreed. He doesn't score 30 goals. Fine. But if you want to say people that are worthy of wearing the number 10, after people like Baggio and Del Piero. Like Dybala, you can make the case is worthy of wearing it. When he leaves, you see who will have, and who knows who will wear it. And then you can tell me, oh, I wish we had Dybala because we have, more people like Kane. So, it is what it is. Like, he's gone at this point. I don't think he has any intention of re-signing. I don't think Juventus.
I don't know about that. I think you guys are putting too much. Like, you guys are making like definitive right now that he's. I think it's definitive. Signing.
I think it was on the bubble. That's why he didn't sign the first deal. He wanted to see how it played out, and with them kind of holding firm on the amount, I don't think they've at all helped the case. I don't see it. Like, if you're at this point, let me ask you this, Dan: what would make him re-sign?
$15 million a year.
Which they're not going to do.
I think it's it's what he really wants. I mean, it's if he wants to stay in Italy, if he wants to stay with Juventus, like not besides the money factor of it, like with the other things around the club, if all that kind of stuff is weighing heavy on him,
But the thing is, Juventus would have done that if they would have treated him right. But they are not treating him right. They're coming out publicly saying, we don't know if he's worth any more than $8 million. Like, that's not a club that you're going to be like, ooh, they want me here.
According to reports, they had an agreement. They just had to be signed. Like, minor things working out. And now you go back on it? Like, screw you.
Yeah, but according to whose reports? Until it's signed, it's not signed. Right? Like...
Yeah. So, I mean, anyway, we definitely had to touch on that because that's the big story with Juventus.
Producers saying they're not going to hold firm. I absolutely think they're going to hold firm.
I think, yeah. I mean,
don't forget, 10 million net is 20 million gross, right? So they're really trying to lower, and there's people that are saying that $20 million is going to be put towards Vlahovic.
I said to Dan when we were watching this game, I said the only player I like on this team is McKennie.
No.
No. No. Come on, you can't say that. I mean, McKennie played well again, and he's been playing better and better, and he's unfortunately one of the people who actually have value on the team, so they're probably going to get rid of him eventually. So that sucks, but Arthur
even blows. Bentancur sucks.
Listen, can we talk about the worst player of all this? The whole game was, first of all, Pellegrini played bad, but whatever. Kulusevski was the worst.
Yeah.
Kane was bad, but he's been bad.
Kane is just not existent.
Non-existent.
He doesn't do anything.
So I guess to me, who's worse? Kane, who doesn't touch a ball, or Kulusevski, who gets the ball and doesn't place 1 foot the right way.
You're saying this about Kane, and he had an assist.
He had an assist. Okay.
Listen, to me, Kane isn't playing in the right position. I would put him on the wing. He's not a striker.
I think unfortunately both our forwards could be better out wide.
Yeah, exactly. Morata should be on the wing. He should not be. Number 9.
That goes back to we don't have a number 9.
Yeah.
Right?
Chris was ragging on Bentancur. I mean, at least for that first half, he made some defensive plays and fought a little bit. It was one of his better games, to be honest. That first half that he had. I mean, Arthur.
So Arthur, it's funny. We got the good 30 minutes out of Arthur versus Rome, and this was, to me, it was back to like old Arthur in this game.
Yeah, nothing special.
Yeah, and I think he got that yellow card early on too, didn't he? Or was that not this game? Or was that versus Inter?
Do you think the Lit beats Rugani up in the locker room?
Listen, wait. What do you have negative to say about Rugani in this game? What did he do that was so bad?
Bragging on him.
Was this the game where he had the one pop over his head and he had to come back and save the tackle?
Yes, he did make the mistake and had to do the saving tackle.
That was pretty bad.
Yes.
But no, I mean, listen, Rugani, this is the first time he's played 4 games in a row for Juventus, I think, since he's been here.
Yeah.
In how many years?
He's earning that paycheck this month, let me tell you.
Yeah.
He's played.
He hasn't played that bad. The thing is with Rugani, there's 2 things why people make fun of him, right? Because on Empoli, they were like, he's the next big thing for Italy, which obviously he never was. But then 2, they pay him $3.5 million a year, whatever they pay him.
I think more.
When really, if he was making $1 million, $1.5 million, and they say he's our 4th central defender, no one would have a problem with him.
Yeah, of course. That's a whole.
That's the problem. Story. So is it a problem of Juventus who gave out the money?
Yes.
Or is it really him? Right? Like that's the thing.
We should mention Udinese. I mean, they were freaking terrible in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, not pressuring. I mean, you're making Juventus' midfield do whatever they want and slowly go up the field and not have any pressure. Like they didn't do anything, and it didn't look like they even cared that they were down 1-0. It was a really poor performance.
It was bad performance. Like there was no urgency whatsoever when it was 0-0, when it was 1-0, when it was 2-0. Mm-hmm. It looked like it looked at one point, this game honestly looked like a scrimmage. It looked like 70%, 75 speed.
Yeah, and I know they had COVID and some injuries. They had one actual center back playing center back. The rest are the other two are fullbacks, so whatever. And they're signing a fullback, Mari, on loan from a Spanish club.
And even with that, the faulty Juventus came back out. It's not like we created 50 chances.
No, it wasn't an impressive performance.
No.
At least they got the 3 points instead of the 1 the first time around. So it's an improvement.
Right.
But again, nothing special on either end.
And it was the typical Juventus till the 80th minute when McKennie scored, right? It was 1-0, and we were going, here we go again.
Like you could easily see that second half of one stupid mistake and Beto making, blasting one in the top corner.
Or a penalty kick.
Cool, it's tied 1-1.
Yep.
But, they got the results, so you can't really complain too much.
I can. I don't enjoy watching them play.
No, Chris, listen, Chris did fall asleep again during this game.
Literally, right after the ball's goal.
He does that every week, so just to let you know, he slept again.
At this point this year, the ship has sailed on enjoying watching them play, right? Like, this is, for me anyway, I'm just speaking for myself. For me, it's like, can they figure out this one goal, hunker down and hold defense and get points? Like, that's how I'm looking at the rest of the season. Like, I have no aspirations of beautiful soccer. I don't have any aspirations of even uncovering anyone good. The one person I liked, Chiesa, got hurt. Right, like he's not going to play Sole because he doesn't play young guys. Like can we score one goal and grab some points and leave? That's pretty much what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Dom, what other games do we have to look at? Sassuolo Verona. Did you guys watch the Sassuolo Verona game Sunday morning at 6:30?
I caught bits and pieces. I
did. I saw bits and pieces too. I was semi awake, but I did see the highlights, and 4-2 victory for Verona over Sassuolo, which all four of us picked Sassuolo to win this game. Sassuolo's home. They've been playing decent. We don't see the lineups. Like I didn't know Kyriakopoulos and Mulder. I didn't know Berardi wasn't going to play. So it's hard when you're making those.
And Verona, like we're fans of Verona, and they've been really consistent recently. So we're like they kind of had slipped back. Sassuolo was playing good. And then it was a complete reversal.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me that Verona won. Right?
No.
Kitty Kesh giving up a penalty shot, my favorite defender.
Barak had a hat trick.
Barak with the hat trick. He's the first ever Verona midfielder to have a hat trick in Serie A for them. So, he's been consistent. Their top three, Simeone, Barak, and Caprari they've been really solid players. And made really good. They actually play the ball and move, which is nice to see. But 4-2 win for them is huge. Scamacca did score a nice goal.
Nice.
3 in his last 2 games.
Yeah, agreed. Parola said Berardi is half the team of Sassuolo. If not half the team, I agree. He's so important that so much builds off of him in terms of confidence too. Like, I think that team has Berardi on the field. They go, okay, we can score in any moment. We can create chances. And without him there, it's like
because the team's pretty young, and he's one of the older dudes. So
yeah.
Yeah, what are they? Their vets are Kitty Kesh, Consigli, and Berardi. Those are the vets on that team. The rest are pretty young. But yeah, when he's not in, it's like, oh man, I want to make my switch of maybe pick a tie or Verona to win. Because they're not a terrible team, Verona. But they dominated for the most part. You expect it to be a closer game, and no, it was pretty dominant.
I think we all said it was going to be pretty high scoring. I just don't think we got the right side of it.
Yeah, no, we definitely didn't get the right side of that. All of us picked Sassuolo, and Verona has lost. I think they lost recently to Spezia or something.
Yeah,
it's inconsistent. Games from them, but that's what you get in this league. You get teams that you'll beat them 1 week and then lose to a crap team.
Give it up to Spezia after today.
Oh, that's the next game we're gonna talk about. Why don't we let's just go? Do you have anything else to say about this game, guys?
No.
Again, it was 6:30 in the morning on the East Coast. So if you caught it, congrats.
3:30 on the West Coast.
3:30 on the West Coast. Yeah, it's hard to catch that game. Let's go to that Spezia Milan game because that just happened today at lunchtime. I was eating lunch and watching this game, and it was, man, Frank, did you catch any of this game?
I did not. I was working, so fill me in, catch me up.
The upset 2-1 win Spezia over Milan.
Yeah, I saw the score. That made me happy.
Okay, I know you can read the screen. I see that. I will say this game. I watched
the highlights, but
starting out this game, I mean that first half was like pretty much all Milan. Leao 90 seconds into the game almost scored. He had 3 or 4 chances, could have scored. He did score 1, but he could have had like about 3 goals. Theo Hernandez missed the penalty shot that Leao drew because Provedel made a terrible mistake and took him out.
That being said, he had a fantastic game.
Provedel to me was the man of the match. He played great. The saves he made, but Leao was very, very strong again. That second half, though, I don't know. Spezia made a couple of changes. They put in Agudelo. He scored a goal. They were definitely more confident. They were getting more forward than that second half. And then what you see at the end of the game, Frank, if you watch the highlight, you said you watched the highlights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
Oh, my God. Rebic he's outside the box. He goes to shoot, gets clipped in the back of the leg. The ball's rolling to Messias, who gets subbed in, rolls to him. He shoots a curler left foot, upper 90, far post, goal, but the ref blows the whistle. and as soon as he blew the whistle, he was like, oh, shit. Like, I felt so bad for the ref because it didn't count, but it was clearly advantage, and he did play the advantage. I felt so bad for him.
I think they already said that he's getting suspended.
That sucks, because like you see a ball rolling that off a shot that didn't go anywhere. Like you didn't expect it to go right to another player and shoot an upper 90 shot. So
yeah,
that sucked.
The worst part, they come down and score.
so then they get the free kick, they don't make it, and then Spezia comes right back. And they get a counterattack goal and win 2-1 in the last minute of the game. It should not be how that game ended, and Milan deserved better.
And I think my response to that was, well, it's good to see that at least it doesn't just happen to Juventus, right? So the highlights I saw, Leao clearly played really good. The goalie for Provedel played good. It happens, though, right?
Yeah. But that's huge. I mean, they could have – I know they have the game in hand, but they could have went on top of Inter if they got 3 points and put pressure back on Inter with that game in hand,
Yeah, Parola said the same thing, that Milan should have won because of the
100%. Anyone who wants that game.
that was taken away. And
anyone who wants that game knows that Milan deserved 3 points and they got 0. So,
and we kind of said this kind of in hope, though, right? We kind of said, look, let's hope the second half of the season, everything bad that happened to Juventus kind of bounces out across the league. And this might have just been one of those games for Milan. It's unfortunate because they could have overtook Inter.
Yeah. For the time being. But, that game was on the same time as Napoli and Bologna. And I just really wanted to see Leao, and I wanted to see Tonali. Unfortunately, Tonali didn't play, but I wanted to see them two play because they've been playing so well.
I think Leao's having his best stretch.
Oh, by far.
Listen,
right? Like he's really coming. He's dominating.
I mean, they're talking contract extension for him already because they just want to lock him up because, I mean, he keeps playing like this. He's going to – people are going to start offering stuff for him.
He attacks the space with such speed that he can start
really
counterattacks by himself, and he's got skill. So – how did Majori play? Because I had him on my team. You guys laughed at me.
Listen, you got a yellow card. You didn't do nothing special, I don't think so. Parola saying Milan now have to be careful. We are 7 points from them. 4th place is open.
Well, I do agree with that, actually. I thought this was a benefit because the way I look at 4th place, right, is like the more teams you can keep in the pack, the better chance you have of one of them slipping up, right? Like if it's just you're chasing 7 points behind, it's very hard. But if you got 3 teams within 7 points, it's still a lot of work to be done, but it's possible.
I still don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I hate to say it, what's going to make a big, big difference? I think it's going to be this Milan Juventus game coming up and the Atalanta Juventus game, because then after that, all the big teams are done for Juventus. So,
I don't know their full schedule for the rest of the year,
but those games will be important.
What do you mean? They still play Inter again, don't they?
Yeah, but the head to head though, you know what I mean? The head to head, if they can come out.
Yeah. So, but anyway, this game I felt really bad for Milan because they are one of I have no ill will towards Milan.
No.
I like them as a team. I'd rather see them win than Inter or
me too.
Other teams. So and they have people you can actually root for. But then when you see that, it sucks.
They have a lot of players missing too.
Yes, Romagnoli's back from COVID. I think he'll be back from COVID. Tomori's out now. He had surgery on his knee. Kayer's out. He's out for seasons.
Kayer and Tomori are their biggest losses.
We could give him Rugani.
Having Romagnoli back could help Juventus next week on Sunday.
I don't even think Gabbia and Kalulu played terrible. They didn't play bad for their fourth and fifth center backs. They weren't awful.
Kalulu's more of a fullback anyway, isn't he?
He can play all over.
Their center pick. They went from having two of the best center defenders with Tomori and Kayer to, that's like losing.
And look at that,
and Chiellini and Bonucci.
Look at that midfield they're playing too. Bakayoko and Krunic, who both are not having good seasons. You're used to playing Kessie and Tonali or Benacer. That's not a good, not a good midfield right there. So, and that being said, they deserve the win and they got screwed.
It's like Juventus though, right? We have no Chiesa, all the teams are banged up.
Yeah.
Props to Provedel, man. That was awesome.
Yes, he did. He made really strong saves, even though he made that stupid, play for the penalty shot, which they didn't capitalize on.
Yes, props to Provolone.
I did make money on Leao scoring, so I would like to shout him out for that. Thank you.
That's good.
Dom, throw up the scores for the rest of the games. Well, quickly. What pro say after the what? There's Inter Milan. After what I got? After Juventus Milan, there's Juventus Inter. Is that what he's trying to say?
No, Inter Milan.
What's sauce?
Or Inter Juventus? I don't know what that is. I don't know if he's speaking English in that comment.
Sunday after Sunday? I don't know.
I don't know. But
maybe I'm thinking typo.
Dom, throw up the scores. So rest of the roundup. Samp lost to Torino 2-1. They had the lead in that game. Caputo scored. Chris, Caputo, your guy.
Caputo.
There's some good rumors, interesting rumors for Sampdoria though.
Well, so they fired their coach, D'Versa, and they're hiring. Shoot, I saw the name and I forgot who it was.
Gianpaolo, isn't it?
Gianpaolo, yeah, I think they're hiring.
But also player wise, aren't they?
They're bringing in people for loan. I think Sensi they want to bring in for a loan from Inter for the rest of the season. That's right. There's games this weekend, and I think there's international next week, so there's no games.
2 weeks.
What's the international for?
I think it's just friendlies. It's just
great.
Yeah.
So there's rumor that they're bringing in Sensi, which I think is awesome.
That's huge. Move. That's a really good move.
He can help. He can help any team if they let him play. And I also heard there's potential where they might try to loan Sole from Juventus for the second.
Great. So he can go AWOL too.
Oh.
Samp is nervous, man. They're making moves because they do. They're on that cusp, that fringe right now. So
would you like to see Sole play 10, 15 games though? Instead
the thing is, I don't know
if he's gonna play. The reason now is playing, which is nice.
I don't think Sole is gonna get a lot of time there either. That's the thing. If he's gonna get more than he would at Juventus, but don't expect him to play tons of minutes. But that Sensi pickup for them would be huge. Sensi's one of the top players. He's a quality player.
Listen, I'd call Inter and say, "Can I loan him from you as Juventus?"
Yeah, totally.
They wouldn't give him to us, but he could help Juventus right now. He's better than everyone we have, not named Locatelli and McKennie.
Mm-hmm. Lazio beat Salernitana 3-0. Immobile had 2 goals. This game wasn't even close. I mean, they shouldn't even be a team. Salernitana. We had Venezia-Empoli 1-1 draw. This game was a game of 2 halves. Empoli dominated the first half, and then Venezia flipped the switch and scored. And Nani, who Venezia signed from Orlando City, the MLS, he's back in Italy, and 90 seconds in, he gets the assist to tie the game up. He got subbed in, and he made a difference immediately. So 1-1 draw for them.
I love Venezia.
Yeah, Venezia. I mean, you got a point. You'll take the point. Rome beat Coyote 1-0. Their new signing, Oliveira, scored a penalty shot.
I didn't see this game, but apparently, besides the penalty shot, he had a really good, strong game. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. I mean, he played okay. He scored the goal. You had Napoli beat Bologna 2-0. Chucky Lozano had 2 goals. Osimhen did come in. He played, so he's back. That's a good sign for Napoli. Svanberg hit a post on a nice free kick, so it could have been 2-1. And Fiorentina, this game was a freaking disgrace. Genoa sucks, it says at the bottom of the screen. 6-0 Fiorentina win over Genoa. Genoa fired their coach. They're hiring some guy who's coached in Germany, Wolfsburg and Hertha Berlin. He's now going to be their new coach. They fired Shevchenko, who got totally screwed, by the way. That was just a terrible signing and position they put him in. He was a no-win situation for him.
So let me ask you a Genoa-related Juventus question. This is you'd rather have Rovella stay with Genoa and in a downward spiral team than bring him back?
He didn't even play today.
Well, I know. He was supposed to start, and they took him out pregame.
Well, he might have been injured or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, is this what you want him to learn for the last to be with? For the next?
How is he learning? This is the 3rd coach of the season. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's impossible for any of these guys to learn.
I don't understand, so I don't get the whole point of like, no, we're going to leave.
No, I'm usually a fan of Genoa because I like the rivalry of Samp Genoa. Like those games are huge, but they deserve to go down. They're not a good team.
You know what bothers me with Juventus? Like Allegri's like, oh, we can't get rid of Arthur. Like we need replacements and stuff. Blah, blah. Like I think he's going to get loaned out this week. Whatever it's going to happen.
Let's hope,
like,
because
just call Rovella back.
Well, perfectly great example, Chris. Right. Oh, we can't get rid of Arthur. We need reserves. So you're going to end up keeping guys just to try to crawl to the rest of the season, and then you won't be able to sell them. So if anyone wants anyone that you don't have in the long-term plans, get rid of them. Bring back Rovella. Like, is he going to really be worse than one of the guys you're getting rid of?
No,
like,
I think he will not play if you bring him back. So he's not going to bring him back. Like he's going to rot on the bench.
Allegri.
Yeah. So what's the point? Just leave him there.
If I was Allegri, I'd tell Juventus, look, the one guy you could sell one of them to make some money and clear the room so I can get somebody I actually want in June, and I'll bring back Rovella. End of story. Do that. There you go.
Yeah, Rovella was supposed to start. He did get injured before the pregame in the warm-ups, I guess.
And then he said there's a rumor about the guy from Toronto that Juventus wants.
I don't even know who that guy is. Sconini? That's not
the goalie, right? No.
Oh, is that the 17-year-old goalie in the MLS?
Is that how you spell his name? I thought there was a rumor that they wanted the 17-year-old goalie from the U.S.
I don't know. But this game, Fiorentina, I mean, Baraghi scored 2 beautiful free kick goals. If you didn't see it, Vlahovic scored another goal. This game was not close from any stretch. Like it was an amateur team playing versus a real team. It was bad.
But Vlahovic goal, not many people can do what he did. That trap, and the only person that I've seen do that is me.
Relax there. Vlahovic did have a hot dog moment on a penalty shot where he missed a penalty shot. He looked like an ass on it, and he apologized to fans as he came out in the second half. To second half started, and he was like, he did like, what did he do, Chris? He tried to chip the goalie.
Yeah,
he tried a soft floater, down the middle, and Saragu just like, I'm not falling for that shit. Like I'm Saragu.
So like Saragu was diving down, but like was able to stick his hand up because it was such a floater.
He looked really. If you miss a shot like that, you always look stupid.
It takes chops to do that. That's what I say. That's the ultimate brass penalty, right? The little. What do they call it?
Like Pirlo missed those,
When you miss it, it looks real bad.
Yeah, but he did redeem himself with a beautiful goal. Just the whole play, the trap and the shooting over the goalie, it was nice. And I feel bad for Saragu. He always gets put on shitty teams. And
so Saragu won't go to Serie B with Genoa next year, right?
I think he's close to retiring. I would think.
Is he 38? 36?
He'll play. I bet he'll go somewhere else.
He's going to get signed by another team. He's not.
Maybe he'll come back up Juventus.
Back up Juventus, maybe. They get rid of Perin.
I can't imagine Perin's going to stick around and be.
He's not going to.
No, he's
back
not.
Up again.
So anyway, that's the roundup of the weeks. Dom, do you want to go to the standings? Go ahead, Frank. No, go ahead.
All right. So the standings are Inter lead the pack with 50 points with 21 games. AC Milan 22 games, 48 points. Then Napoli with 22 games have 46 points. Atalanta also a game in hand, 21 games total, 42 points. Those are your top 4. And then you have Juventus with 22 games at 41 points. Fiorentina they have a game in hand, 21 games, 35 points. And then Rome has 35 points, but they've played 22. And Lazio has 35 points with 22.
Yeah, so it's really a 5-team race for that top 4. They've kind of distanced themselves a little bit from Fiorentina, Rome, Lazio.
The way I look at it is I always assume, right, since I'm chasing, I assume the teams that are missing games, they get the 3 points. I think you just have to make that assumption, right? So I place Inter at 53, assuming they win their missing game, and Atalanta at 45, assuming they win.
I mean, Inter's missing game is against Bologna, if I believe.
And Atalanta's Udinese, right?
I think so.
I think you don't even have to concern yourself with Inter. I don't know why you are.
No. But I'm just telling you my rationale. I always assume the game in hand is 3 points, right?
So then, if you're saying that, then it's a 6-team race because Fiorentina has a game in hand too.
Yeah. So Fiorentina will put them at 38. So they're still a little bit further out. But I think that so basically what we're saying is with that, Atalanta be at 45, Napoli be at 46. So they're 5 points behind fourth place and 6 points behind. No, did I do that right?
Oh, it would be 4 behind Atalanta.
4, yeah, 4 behind Atalanta, 5 behind Napoli, right?
It's very close. Very close with still 16 games left.
Yeah, and 7 behind third. So the pack is getting more of a pack, which is what you want if you're chasing. Like you don't want to have like 3 teams run away and one random team you're chasing.
Nope.
Because they can all beat each other up too, Yeah.
And at the bottom of the standings, you have Salernitana in last with 11, Genoa in second to last with 12 points. Cagliari has 16 points, and then Venezia is right outside there with 18 points. And then Udinese and Samp only have 20. So there's legit. I mean, we all agree that Salernitana's not getting, not staying. Oh, yeah. So our producer said that Salernitana has only played 20 games. So do you assume that they get 6 points also?
No.
I don't. We do not. That would be.
Also, you have to clump in Spezia in this group because I know they just won, but like Mota's an idiot. So like,
listen, his team has not been playing as bad as I thought they would be playing.
I still include them with relegation chances for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean they're definitely in that group. I mean you're not going to put Bologna, Sassuolo, Empoli. Those teams are going to get relegated. So you have 7 teams for 3 spots.
Yeah, Bologna's safe, I think, because they have 1 game less and they have 11 points.
And they're a good team. They're a good team. Don't say it just because that. Like they're actually a decent team.
But I think Parolo, so I think from Spezia down, they all got to be a little worried.
Yeah, that's what you just said. The bottom 7 teams all have a legit shot.
I think Salernitana's gone though.
Yeah, there's 2 spots up for grabs.
1.
I think Genoa's in trouble at this point too. To be honest, the way they're playing,
there's 2 spots up for grabs. You can't say they're definitely gone yet.
They're a mess.
They have to turn it around with this new coach like quickly, like starting like this week.
Dom, throw up the Italian Cup, Dom. Because there are more Italian Cup games starting tomorrow.
Great.
So for those who don't know, we're in the final 16. Last week we had Fiorentina beat Napoli 5-2. You had Atalanta beat Venezia 2-0, and you had Milan beat Genoa 3-1. So this week there are 5 games, and they're all between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. So Samp Juventus is tomorrow, and I think Sassuolo Cagliari is Wednesday, Lazio Udinese is Wednesday, Inter Empoli is Wednesday, and Thursday is Lecce Rome.
Let's go Lecce.
Yeah, the only Serie B team in the competition.
Is it me or do I want every other team we're chasing to go to the finals?
Yeah.
I just want them to have more games to play. I really do.
I agree.
Oh, so what you're saying? You want Juventus to lose tomorrow?
I think Juventus has a pretty safe trip. Sassuolo can give them a hard time. I think. No, I know it's Samp, and then I think Sassuolo is going to be Cagliari. So I think then they have to play Fiorentina Atalanta. I'm thinking they get knocked out there.
They're making a final 4 bid for that?
I think so.
Yeah. But anyway, there will be tired teams for this weekend, which, Dom, throw up our predictions from this week, and then we'll go to the schedule for this weekend.
Oh, there's too many games, man.
It is. It's crazy.
We will have to get Parola's predictions in the chat also. So our round 22 predictions. I got 3 points, I think, this week, and you guys all got 2. So I gained a point on everyone. So standings are: Chris has 42 points, Frank has 35, I have 33, and Parola has 29. So remember, we each pick a game. If we guess the winner right, we get 1 point. If we guess the score right, we get an additional point. So with that being said, let's go to round 23. Parola, in the chat, please let us know your scores. Who would like to go first?
You don't want to read the games first?
Read all the games? You really want to read all the games? You read all the games. Go ahead.
Nah, we're good.
All right.
Let's go Juventus Milan. You got to go with the big one, right?
Man,
Milan's home. I dislike Juventus. 3-2 Milan.
Sounded logic. I like it. 3-2. You really? That's your thing? You're just
3-2.
I'm saying draw 2-2. I think Juventus has won 4 of the last 5 games. They've gotten points out of every single game. 4 wins, 1 draw. I don't think they lose here. I'm going to say 2-2 draw.
Parolo says 2-1 Juventus.
Well, he's never picked against them once all year, so.
Yeah. My brain tells me draw, so I'm going to say 2-1 Juventus.
Awesome. All right. Frank, you want to pick a game?
There's some good games this week.
There are some good games, huh?
Well, I wanted you to read them, but you said no.
All right, let's do Torino Sassuolo. I'm going to say 3-1 Torino.
Oof. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Would you have a reasoning for that?
Yeah, I think Torino's just playing really well right now, and Sassuolo just after the egg they just shot with or they just played 4-2, and then we all picked for them. I'm off the
Verona.
Sassuolo bandwagon. Yeah.
Torino does play well at home. So what'd you pick?
3-1 Torino.
3-1 Torino. Single gonna score again, Chris, because he scored 2 weeks in a row.
Dude, how good is he? You guys gave me shit. He's awesome. 2-2.
Parola's saying Sassuolo 2, Torino 1. So he's going with the away win. I'm saying another 2-2 draw. These are 2 talented teams. This should be a fun one to watch. Parola, do you want to pick a game?
I would assume you guys are going to pick Atalanta, right?
I guess. I'm trying to think of another one. I see another one that is interesting to look at.
Verona Bologna is not terrible.
I guess. All right, I'll pick that one. Verona is home versus Bologna. I like what Tudor is doing with that team, even though he's going up against Mihailovic. I'm saying 2-1 Verona.
I'm going to say 1-1.
I'm going to say 2-1 Verona.
Okay. I will wait for Parola's answer. Parola picked Lazio versus Atalanta, and he says 2-2 draw.
I say 4-1 Atalanta.
4-1 Atalanta, really?
Yep.
I'm going to say 3-1 Atalanta. I don't like Lazio at all. I hate that team.
Yeah, and they're playing decent.
I just don't like them. I can't root for anyone on that team.
Yeah, I'm going to say 3-1 Atalanta.
Okay.
All right. What does he say? He's saying 1-0 Bologna win over Verona. So we will see where that lands us. Hopefully I can gain some more points on you guys and make a comeback.
I think I got all 4 games right.
Probably. I'm going to do a parlay of your picks, so and make some big money.
Yep.
Anything else to say? We didn't really go over transfers a lot much. There were some transfers going through, but once they're more concrete, we'll talk about them. There's still, I think, 1 more week left in the transfer market, Chris?
It's been pretty slow, huh?
End of January. You wait next week; it'll pick up a little bit.
2 more weeks, right?
Yeah. So, once it's all finalized, we'll review all the transfers. There's so many rumors out there that aren't true, so no bother talking about them. Like, subscribe, Twitch, YouTube, follow all that stuff.
Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram. We had our first fan art submission, by the way. Go on our Instagram. Putna in our chat. She's not in her chat today, but she did fan art. It was absolutely awesome. McKenny looked at it.
Also, Weston McKinney looked at our fan art.
He looked at it. He did not interact with it.
He did not interact with it.
Maybe he didn't like it.
Try again, Putna.
But it's a really good drawing, and she did awesome. So look at that. And
I hear I see an NFT with some fan art on it. We're gonna sell that.
Interact with us on Twitter. We'll make fun of you. You can make fun of us, whatever. And we will see you guys next week.
Gets bullied on Reddit like constantly.
Oh, people hate me on Reddit. They hate me on Reddit. Oh my god. Anyway, have a good night.
Bye.
All right, adios.